Random numbers. I guess what I want to be able to do is not just random numbers at all, but specifically certain types of random numbers that conform to the patterns that I'm interested in. And this is right here, the big equation that you're seeing right here in the upper left-hand part of the screen in that cell is the big one, and you can write that down, take a screenshot. This one is going to choose um, random numbers from a parent distribution that is a normal distribution, which is what this norm's inverse is here, with a standard deviation of 10 and a mean of 60. And these numbers are going to be rounded off to 0 decimal places. All right. All you do is put an equal sign in front of that. And if you want to use that master equation, it's like this. You put an equal sign in front of it. That gives you a random number from that distribution. You go woo all the way down. You can make hundreds of them. And if you go next to it, you can say, gosh, what is the standard deviation of that group of numbers there? And what you'll see is that it should be pretty close to 10, not exactly 10, it's a little bit less. But if we had a few more numbers, we might get exactly 10. So we got some sampling variance there. But you could also check to see the average of those numbers. And the average of those numbers would be ching 60.8. So pretty close. So a little bit of sampling variance. We're getting the same parameters as we had chosen from. So that's really the one we're looking for. But how do we get there? And what does that equation really mean? So yeah, you can take it. There it is. I'll write it down. Alternatively, let's explore it a little bit. One thing we do have in Excel is a formula. I'm just going to start working to the right here. The formula that is called RAND. This number right here chooses a random number between 0 and 1. So if I type it in there, it'll give you random numbers between 0 and 1. All right, the other thing we can do is make those larger numbers. So for example, you can, I guess I could say if you want numbers between 0 and 1, you can also choose rand between. And rand between, and you choose between 0, comma 1. That should give you a random number between 0 and 1. And that didn't work, actually. So I'll show you that another time. Let's see if I can get it to work for 0, comma 100. This is one off my memory from a long time ago. We'll just copy it from there and put it here. And then I need to put the equal sign on it there. That's what I did wrong. And let's see if that works. It does. So you can do RAM between 0 and 100. You can do random numbers between, say if I change it to 0 and 1, then it would just put up the same types of fractions that the previous one did. Now in this case, this is going to give me whole numbers between 0 and 1, so it's not going to give me decimals. These are just going to be whole numbers for rand between. But rand itself just gives you those random numbers. So let's go back and look at what we did with that. If you want to take random numbers between 0 and 1 and make them random numbers between 0 and 10, you can simply switch them to rand. You can take 10 times, or any other number that you like, 10 times rand, like this. And that function there, when I copy it over here, and I put my equal sign in front of it, will give you a number like that. Now notice it'll keep changing on you as you move along here. Every time I hit return, I'll get a new random number. So, but this is a larger number. Now, norm's inverse is what we've done there is we've taken a regular spread of numbers where every number is equally possible between 0 and 1, and then we've sort of compressed them into a normal distribution shape, making those in the middle more common, which is why you see this this 10 times norm's inverse. So the 10 sets us up for the standard deviation. When we multiply that times the norm's inverse, that is what gives you the standard deviation. So here it just increased the size of the numbers, but because the number size is no longer linear, it's this sort of normal distribution pile, that's what happens. And if you add 60 is the mean. So if you want to vary the mean, you can just change this number 60. So if what you would like to do is make random numbers between any random numbers with a mean of 80, you can just put 80 in here and you put your desired standard deviation. And these numbers will be drawn from that parent distribution. You can drag them down, you can drag them sideways, you can put them all over the place.